I don't know how much this is going to work out. I'm hoping this works out good because I want to multitask. I've got a lot of weeds to pull, but I really want to talk to y'all about some things because every single day I am getting new messages from people, just all of the stuff going on right now, and school's about to start, but the schools are all deciding they're going to change their plan, and a lot of schools are just going to do remote learning. And based off of what was happening the end of year last year, a lot of people realize that remote learning just does not work for their kids. If it works for your kids, awesome, because that's what education is about, is getting your children the best way of learning. And just, if that works for you and your family, perfect. A lot of people I know it doesn't work, and for my kids it did not work. And we had already decided we were going to homeschool over a month ago. Just seeing that, and I talked about this already, I'll leave that video below, but seeing the fact that actually I accidentally deleted that video, you guys. So anyway, I guess this is my announcement video. For some reason I deleted that, and I don't know why I deleted that video. So yeah, I'm homeschooling my children. This is actually something that my husband has been dying for me to do. He's been so excited. He's been like pushing for me to homeschool for a few years now, if we're honest, but I just kept brushing him off because I didn't think I could do it. I didn't have confidence in myself, and it seemed like a lot of work, and I was honestly very I don't even know that right word. Misconstrued? I don't even think that's the right word. What is the right word I'm looking for? Misinformed? But I can't blame somebody else about it because it was just my own interpretations. You guys know I suck at words. I try to get them right. Anyway, I'm going a mile a minute. I looked into, when we were really serious about it, and we had a lot of things going on personally in our home life that was just very, very stressful, and things were changing. Our oldest daughter, I'm not going to go into too much details, but she has decided she would rather live with her birth mom. And that's been extremely hard on us and emotional on us, and like I said, I'm not going to go into too many details, but I almost felt like this was God's way of saying, like, just focus on something else, let that happen, that will correct itself. I'm working on that, but I want you to focus on this now. I want you to focus on the other kids, and I want you to focus on something else. And so I kind of felt like this was actually going to be a really, really good idea. And I like I said, I think my husband has been praying for me to do homeschool for a while, and his prayers worked. So I started looking into homeschool, and I talked to some people that I know. My cousin's been doing homeschool for a long time now. I have friends from church. I have friends from when I was a child that all are in the homeschool community. And I have so many teacher friends that are helping me too, that are encouraging me. And the encouragement has been literally amazing. It's been hands down like the greatest blessing. Like, I'm so grateful for that, because I seriously doubted myself. I'm like, I can't even think of words sometimes. I misspell almost everything all the time. I suck at math, guys. I failed my freaking statistics class this summer, and I just gave up on it. I can't do it anymore. I'm not a virtual learner, and everything online right now was not working for me, especially statistics, mainly statistics. I did just fine in all my other classes. So anyway, needless to say, I did not have any confidence in myself in teaching my children all the subjects. I'm in school to be an art teacher. I could teach art all day. I could teach art sleeping. I love art, so I am passionate about art. So I had no problem teaching art and feeling confident in going to school to become an art teacher and to teach children art. But to teach them history and English and to read and math and all of the other things, the other subjects, I was like, that I can't do that. I'm gonna fail my kids. And so I did a lot of praying and a lot of soul searching, and I, just kind of was looking into different programs. I'm a researcher, so when I get a little idea in my head, I go crazy, and I was so focused on figuring out what would be the best plan, what would be the best curriculum, what would be the best approach in this whole homeschooling thing. And me and my husband sat down and we made a list of what was really important to us to pass on to our children in regards to their homeschooling, what we wanted to, we wanted to take advantage of this time that we have because we might send them back next year. At the beginning of this, it was definitely, but now I'm like, maybe I can see myself doing this for a while more, but we'll see what happens. I'll just leave that door open, and what God decides, I will let God point me in the right direction. So I was diving into all the curriculums, and I had a friend reach out who's been a homeschool mom for a while. She was a teacher before that. Now she's got children and she wanted to homeschool her kids. And she reached out and told me about a new curriculum that she was looking into, and she thought it would be like right up my alley. She's like, I just think you would really love this. And one of the things on my list was that I have children. We're doing the 3 children. The oldest one, Julia, like I said, she's going to be living with her mom. She also worked really hard to get into Walnut, which is a really good high school around us. It's one of the best high schools in the state. And so it was very important to all of us that she continues with her path and what she had planned on doing. So we were just going to do the 3 younger ones. Belle is going into 5th grade. Stella is going into 2nd grade. And then Hazel will be starting kindergarten. So that's a pretty good range of different levels of education that they would need to be taught. And so I was thinking, like, I want to try to make this whole thing as easy on me, I guess, and I hate saying it like that, but just, I don't want to be so stressed out that, like, because I know the way I am and that's going to come out, and then my kids are going to see that, and my kids are going to, it's going to reflect in them, and I don't want that. Like, I want this to be an easy, fun experience where we're learning a lot and we're having a good time together, and it's going to be a bonding experience, because I think that is going to be the biggest thing that we're going to learn this year. I'm sorry that the lighting is so crazy. I'm like, my nose looks ridiculous, probably, because I have a weird nose. Okay, so it was very important to me that I figured I could take some of the big subjects, the more broader subjects like history and science and reading, and do like a unit study where all of us are on the same subject. We're all learning the same thing. And so to kind of make it a little bit easier, that way I'm not doing 3 different subjects in math and 3 different subjects, and like everything would be all separate. And so I was trying, whatever I could condense into the same subject, that's what I wanted to do. And so my friend reached out, she said, I really think you'll like this program. I looked into it and I fell in love. You guys, I am so passionate now about homeschooling, and I never thought that I would be. I never thought that this is what I would be saying right now, but this program has made life so more exciting. I am just, it has made me feel so much more confident in myself and my abilities, and the fact that, like, I am so excited, and I think that's going to be rubbed off onto my kids, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this journey to start. In fact, I was going to stick with the school, their schedule, but I think I'm going to move it up, and I think we're going to start next week. Like, I'm so excited. I don't want to wait to start. So there's a lot of different things, and I don't want this video to get crazy long, so I am going to dive deeper into the actual curriculum in another video, but I wanted to just kind of put this one out there and say, every state, okay, I just want to say, homeschool is not as scary as I originally thought it was, or as I had misinterpreted it to be before I really looked into it. And I really hope that those parents that are really just at a loss, they're stressed, they're freaking out, everything's up in the air, I really hope that they look at what homeschooling really is and don't base it off of what we did last year. Because the whole virtual learning last year is not homeschool, and that's what I've learned. Homeschool looks nothing like that at all, and that is such a sigh of relief for me and my children, because number one, my kids did not learn anything in the last 3 months of school. Not a thing. They learned how to log into accounts, which I guess is important, but 3 months of education just to learn that, I don't think was really the value and it's nobody's fault, obviously. Maybe it's the governor's fault. That's a whole another story, because I don't want to get political into all of this. But I fully believe that this is all more political than it is anything else. But yeah, I don't blame the teachers. My girls have amazing teachers, and they care about them so deeply, and the amount of work that the teachers have put into, I am blown away. I am grateful. I just know that, you know, my kids did not learn anything. It was very much more stressful on me. Like I said, I'm in school, so I had my schoolwork, they had their schoolwork, and it was like we all had to be on the computers at certain times, we all had to do Zoom meetings at certain times, we all had like deadlines to be turned in, and it was fighting with each other. Like, one of my kids just had no interest in doing it. She wasn't getting it, and it was just making her upset, and it was more of a battle to get her to do work. And I've learned this whole, with looking into homeschool and the approaches that I'm wanting to do, it's not going to be anything like that. Nothing like that. We'll do one subject for one kid on the internet. The rest of it's going to be hands-on, real life, fun learning. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to talk to you more about it. Please look into Rebecca Spooner and look into Gather Around School, Homeschool, if you guys are even remotely interested in homeschooling your kids, and something like some of the issues and criteria that I was feeling. Like, look into it. Like I said, I'm going to go more into detail because I don't want this video to get crazy long. I feel at such peace with this decision, and every day there's more guidelines and there's more changes happening in the whole in our school district and in the states and the surrounding states, and I'm just like, I keep looking at my husband and I'm like, I'm so glad that I'm not worrying about any of that anymore. Like, that is off my plate, and I'm so glad that we made the decision that we have. I hope that I'm not putting any pressure on anybody that this is not possible for them. You know, I think that you could do this whole homeschooling thing if you're a working parent, 100%. I think you just have to set your priorities, and you have to just trust yourself and have confidence and work to make this a priority. But I can see where that could be way too overwhelming, and I don't want anyone to feel like I think that they're a bad parent because they're not choosing this. I'm just saying, if you have the opportunity to do this, you owe it to yourself and you owe it to your children to look more into it, and to take your preconceived opinions about homeschooling, just put it to the side, look at it with fresh eyes, talk to actual homeschool moms that have been doing this for a while, get their real opinion on certain things, and ask them every question. Because, like I said, the community that I have been exposed to in the last month and a half, I've been met with only positive, supporting, loving people that are so passionate about their children's education, and that passion is just like lighting my fire. And I just keep thinking, nobody is going to love your kids more than you will, and nobody is going to care more about their education, invest more time and heart and love into their education than you will. So that is it for this video. I have lots of weeding to do, so I hope that wasn't too boring for you. If you guys have any questions, comments, leave them down below. If I have comments, I haven't really looked in a long time because I've been kind of slacking on YouTube, but for very good reasons. I love you guys so much, and stay tuned to the next video. Bye!